Heyo, Dirk here, GC Blues 45. How you guys doing? How you guys doing tonight? Well, 14 games on the dock. Let's get right into it. Especially as you know, I went to tonight's game. Before I start, I do want to state this. I had a problem with my tickets. The app closed on me. It signed me out. The Ticketmaster app did that to me. And to make matters worse, the Wi-Fi is very glitchy. And I could not sign on, and I had to go to the box office to get my tickets, which is very bad, to tell you the truth. So, don't know what to do. But let's get right into this. Um, Remember, if you come across this video and happen to like it, give me that thumbs up. It's very important. Helps to keep the channel going. So let's get right into it. Starting off with Anaheim at Toronto. Anaheim played last night or the night before. Going into the matchup, they were 10, 13, and 4 and 24 points. Toronto was 17, 9, and 2 and 36 points. And at the end of 36 minutes, the Toronto Maple Leafs beat the Anaheim Ducks by a score 3-2. Shots on goal, the Leafs 33, the Ducks 28. The Maple Leafs had 26 saves with the Ducks 30. And Toronto was 0 for 2 on the power play with Anaheim 1 for 1. This game was pretty evenly matched. Both teams battling it out, and then of course um, Toronto wanted it more, and that's why they won. That's why they got it. They pushed through and they won. So way to go. Next was Pittsburgh at Montreal. Entering the matchup, Pittsburgh was 12, 14, and 4 and 28 points. Montreal 11, 14, and 3 and 25 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Pittsburgh Penguins creamed the Montreal Canadiens by the score of 9. That's right, 9-2. Shots on goal were the Pens 33, the Habs 23. The Penguins had 21 saves with the Canadiens 24. Pittsburgh was 2 for 3 on the power play with Montreal 0 for 4 on the power play. What can I say about this one? Golly. Pittsburgh off the gate firing on all cylinders. They attacked, and Montreal could not keep up. That's what happened, and therefore that's why they won. That's why Pittsburgh won. So way to go. Next was LA at New Jersey. Remember, LA was running a 6-game winning streak, and they continue it. They were 17, 8, and 3, 37 points. New Jersey 18, 10, and 3 and 39 points. And at the end of 16 minutes, the LA Kings lose to the New Jersey Devils by a score of 3-1. Shots on goal, the Devils 26 and the Kings 13. The Devils had 12 saves with the Kings 23, and both teams were 0 for 1 on the power play. Okay, let me say this. This game was neck and neck, back and forth between both teams. Of course, LA, they pulled the goalie, and of course, you know what happens when that happens. They get the Devils get the denier, and of course, they lose. So their 6-game winning streak has been snapped, but things are looking promising for them. I think. So 2-1 out, 2-1-0, but there's 9 more. There's 11 more games left to go. So let's get right into it. Next was Detroit at Philadelphia. Entering the matchup, Detroit was 11, 13, and 4 and 26 points. Philadelphia 13, 12, and 4, and 30 points. By the way, if you want to know, I'm reading off the sheet. See, I'm reading off the sheet so you don't think I'm cheating. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Philadelphia Flyers beat the Detroit Red Wings by a score of 4-3. Shots on goal, the Flyers 36, the Wings 26. The Flyers had 25 saves with the Red Wings 32, and both teams were 0 for 1 on the power play. What can I say about this one? Philadelphia fought, firing on all cylinders. They attacked, and that's why they won. And Detroit, they did their best not to get shut out, so that's why they got that one goal at least. So at least he did something, but it's not enough, and that's why they lost. So next was the Washington Capitals at the Columbus Blue Jackets. Entering the matchup, Washington was 19, 6 and 2 and 4 and 40 points. And Columbus was 12, 13 and 3 and 27 points. This game had to go into extra period. It was tied 1-1 at the end of regulation. And Washington wins by a score of 2-1. They win, yay. Shots on goal were the Caps 37, the Jackets 33. The Capitals had 32 saves with the Blue Jackets 35. Washington was 0 for 1 on the power play with Columbus 1 for 5 on the power play. Evenly match going throughout, and when it went to overtime, the Capitals just wanted it more, and that's why they won. So way to go by the Caps. Next was Chicago at the New York Islanders. Entering the matchup, Chicago was 19, 17 and 2 and 20 points. The New York Islanders 11, 12 and 7 and 29 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the New York Islanders beat the Chicago Blackhawks by the score of 5-4. Yes. Shots on goal were the Islanders 21, the Hawks 30. The Islanders had 26 saves with the Blackhawks 16. And the New York Islanders went 0 for 3 on the power play with Chicago 1 for 2 on the power play. Oh boy, evenly matched, neck and neck, back and forth they went. And of course, um, New York, the Islanders wanted it more. That's why they won. So way to go by the Islanders. Get their very first point. Chicago stays on the bottom of the Central Division. Let's hope that stays like that because I hate Chicago. Next was San Jose at St. Louis. Shots on goal were going into the matchup. San Jose was on a 3-game losing streak, and the record is 10, 16 and 5 and 25 points. The Blues 14, 13 and 2 and 30 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the St. Louis Blues lose by the score of 4-3. Shots on goal, Sharks 31, the Blues 20. The Sharks had 17 saves with the Blues 27. San Jose was 1 for 2 on the power play with the Blues 0 for 2 on the power play. Let me tell you something. This was evenly matched after one period. Or it was tied 1-1 after one. And then with me and my girlfriend, we were going out. Or should I say me and my friend? I call her girlfriend because she's a friend. You know how people are. Girlfriend. You know. So whoever sees this video, just know she's a friend and she's a girl. You know, hey girlfriend. You know, like that. um, they San Jose scored while we were out. We were getting something to eat, and then the referees just blew this game. Literally, the referees were a piece of work. Holloway getting a 4-minute roughing penalty, a double minor. That's ridiculous. He shouldn't even got that, but he did. And then we all chanted "Rush, you suck, ref, you suck" because they do. And I don't know why it happens like this, but it's just ridiculous why we have to tolerate referees that turn a blind eye and stuff. And they missed a lot of calls on the Sharks, and it was just bad. And so um, we got cheated out of this game, and it shouldn't happen like that. All right. Next was Nashville at Dallas. Nashville was on a 4 game losing streak. Their record was 7, 16, and 6 and 20 points. Dallas 17, 10, and 0 and 34 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Dallas Stars lose to the Nashville Predators by a score of 4-1. So it's on goal were the Preds 26, the Stars 36. The Predators had 35 saves with the Stars 22, and both teams were 0 for 1 on the power play. Nashville attacking big time, and that's why they won. That's why they beat Dallas. They attacked, and they dominate. That's why they won. So way to go by the Nashville Predators. Uh, Dallas did what they could not to get shut out, and that's why they got that 1 goal. So way to go. Next was Vegas at Winnipeg. Currently, and also Vegas was running a 3 game winning streak. Their record was 18, 7, and 3 and 39 points. Winnipeg 21, 9, and 0 and 42 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, it was tied 2-2. So it had to go to overtime. And Vegas gets that extra goal. They get the goal in overtime and they win by a score of 3-2. Shots on goal were the Knights 36, the Jets 20. The Golden Knights had 18 saves with the Jets 33. Vegas was 1 for 4 on the power play with Winnipeg 0 for 1 on the power play. Now Vegas is on a 4 game winning streak. Uh, Neck and neck, back and forth. That's how it was. And Winnipeg picks up a point, which is great, which leaps them over Minnesota now. So that's what happens. Um, but it was a great game for both teams, and Vegas just wanted it more, but Winnipeg picks up the point, which is great. Next was Edmonton at Minnesota. Edmonton running a 3 game winning streak. Their record was 16, 10, and 2 and 34 points. Minnesota 19, 5, and 4 and 42 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Edmonton Oilers beat the Minnesota Wild by the score of 7-1. Shots on goal were the Oilers 35, the Wild 30. Edmonton had 29 saves with Minnesota 28. The Wild 28. Edmonton was 2 for 4 on the power play with Minnesota 1 for 3 on the power play. Where to start? Edmonton just dominated and blew out Minnesota. They blew them out of the water. It was ridiculous. I can't believe it. And it was just that good of a game, and way to go by Edmonton. You guys are now on a 4 game winning streak. Things, still a young season. Anything can happen. Next was the Utah Hockey Club at the Colorado Avalanche. Colorado running a 3 game winning streak. Utah was 12, 11, and 5 and 29 points. Colorado 17, 13, and 0 and 34 points. And at the end of 16 minutes, the Utah Hockey Club beats the As by the score of 4-1. Yeah. Take that, Cronky. Shots on goal were Hockey Club 23, the Avs 24. Hockey Club had 23 saves with the Avalanche 19. Utah was 1 for 2 on the power play with Colorado over 3 on the power play. Total dominance by Utah. Very good. Attack right off the bat, and bam, you get it. That's why they won. So, way to go. Next was Tampa Bay at Calgary. Entering the matchup, Tampa was 14, 10, and 2 and 30 points. Calgary 14, 10, and 5 and 33 points. And at the end of 60 minutes, the Tampa Bay Lightning win by the score of 8 to 3. Shots on goal, the Lightning 26, the Flames 22. The Bolts had 19 saves with the Flames 18. Tampa went 3 for 3 on the power play. That's right. Calgary, they get a power play. That means Calgary went to the penalty box. Tampa did not. So there was no power plays for Calgary. So, wow, 15th win for Tampa. They just dominated this game. I mean, flat out dominated. Way to go by the Tampa Bay Lightning. And they earned it. So, way to go. And I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Next was Florida at Vancouver. Florida riding a 3 game winning streak. Their record was 18-9-2 and 38 points. Vancouver 14-8-5 and 33 points. And at the end, 60 minutes, the Florida Panthers lose to the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 4-0. That's right, it's a Pepsi Zero Sugar shutout. Shots on goal, the Canucks 19, the Panthers 27. The Canucks had 27 saves with Vancouver the Panthers 15. Vancouver was 1 for 1 on the power play with Florida 0 for 2 on the power play. Vancouver firing all cylinders. They took advantage of what happened with the Vancouver. I mean, they took advantage of Florida and just went right at it. So, see what happens. And finally, Boston at Seattle. Entering this matchup, Boston was 15-12-3 and 33 points. Seattle 14-14-2 and 30 points. And at the end of 16 minutes, Boston loses by a score of 5-1. Shots on goal, the Kraken 31, the Bruins 34. Seattle had 33 saves. Sorry, the Kraken had 33 saves with the Bruins 16. Seattle went 1 for 3 on the power play with Boston 0 for 1 on the power play. And be right back. Um, Seattle took advantage of Boston. They went full force on Boston, and that's why Seattle won. But Boston, they did everything they could not to get shut out, which they did. So way to go by Boston. But it was not enough, and the Kraken get their 15th win and their 32nd point. So I know what you guys were thinking. How did your record do tonight, Dirk? Well, tonight 8 wins, 5 losses, 1 OTL for a total of 17 points. That put me now at 131, 73, and 16 for a total of 284 points. That's it. We're done. We got 1 game on the dock for, and I pretty much will get that video going as this is uploading. Um. And by the way, folks, comment below. Tell me how you guys are doing on your records. Are you down? Are you up? Tell me. You literally tell me how you guys are doing. Also tell me um how you seeing the season. Is teams above your expectations or are they below your expectations? You tell me in the comments. And also just you got any questions in general? Ask them. Ask them, and I will answer your questions. And until then, please stay safe, take care. Remember, what's watching you. And since we made to the end of this video, if you have not subscribed, click that subscribe icon. Please get that subscribe icon and be notified every time I upload a new video by clicking that bell icon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Until then, peace.